my name is Holly Favor,
And I'm Brittany Candra.
and we are dietetic interns at St. Louis University. And today we're going to perform a food demo for you, and we are making a product that we invented, and it's called Creamy Lime Wreaths with pomegranate seeds. So I'm going to introduce our ingredients, and then we'll get started. First, the base of our wreath, think a holiday wreath, is going to be a whole wheat bagel. And we are using bagel thins. You could also use mini bagels, but we want to use a whole grain bagel because whole grains are high in fiber, they're good for your heart and good for your gut, so we always want to stress our whole grains. Our other products we're using are seasonal produce. So this is a pomegranate, and we're going to use the arils or pomegranate seeds that are inside our pomegranate. And we're also going to be using a clementine, also known as a cutie, and a lime. And our last ingredient, or some of our other ingredients, we have mint, and then Greek yogurt, and cream cheese. So we're going to be using the Greek yogurt, cream cheese, lime, and mint to make our creamy lime spread that'll go on our whole wheat bagel. And then we're going to decorate our bagel with some fruity toppings, including our clementine segments and pomegranate seeds. So now Brittany's going to show you the proper way to get the seeds out of a pomegranate.
Alright, so like Holly said, these are widely available in grocery stores in the autumn months and winter months. Pomegranate gets its name from a loose translation from Latin meaning mini apple with many seeds, because a lot of people actually mistake pomegranates for apples. Some of the nutrition benefits are that they have high anti-inflammatory and high antioxidant properties. So these are a great nutritious addition to our little holiday wreaths. Alright, so I'm going to start off with a little bit of knife safety. You want to make sure to press your thumb firmly on top of the handle, just like that, and then you're going to wrap your pointer finger right around over that on the other side. And you're going to grip it tightly and wrap your three fingers underneath the handle and hold it very firmly, like I said, in your hand. We're going to take the pomegranate, put it on the cutting board sideways, and we're just going to cut the top off, which this top right here, it looks like a princess crown, and it's actually known as a crown or calyx. So I'm going to go ahead and just chop off that top part, and then turn it, spin it around, and chop off the bottom. Now we have a nice flat surface that we can put on the cutting board. I'm going to remove those from the cutting board and take my knife, and I'm just going to score the sides. I'm going to make 4 scores to create 4 quarters. And by scoring, I mean just cut into the membrane. You don't want to cut deeply into the flesh. So you're just cutting into the white outer membrane. And we're just going to do 1 score from the top to the base. Turn it, quarter turn, and then go ahead and do it again. And 2 more times. Just like that. And 1 more quarter turn. And follow through all the way down to the bottom, but like I said, do not cut deeply into the flesh. Alright, so here I have a bowl of water. It's filled about midway with water, and you're going to take this pomegranate and you're just going to split it underwater into the 4 quarters that we made incisions to. So you'll end up getting 4 segments. And this is one of the segments. You can tell there's a lot of membrane and arrows mixed in. And underwater, you're going to keep these segments underwater so that you can peel these out. So you're going to rub your finger right along the arrows, but you want to do this underwater. I'm just lifting it up so you guys can see in the video. But doing this underwater is going to prevent these arrows from squirting their juice everywhere, because the red juice inside of these will stain any white clothes you're wearing, any white walls you have in the kitchen. So you definitely want to make sure to do this underwater. And you're just going to keep peeling these seeds off, and eventually, once you get all the seeds off, you're going to be left with just the membrane side, and it's going to look just like this. All the inner flesh, those arrows, are gone. So what I did in advance, before you guys got here, I already peeled apart all the arrows and separated them from the membrane. So now I have a bowl of water. All the arrows are sinking at the bottom, and the membrane is sinking, or it's floating at the top. So this is perfect. This is exactly what we want. We're just going to go ahead and skim these arrows right off the top. Or sorry, the membrane right off the top. Just separate them from the arrows. We're going to take our membranes and we're just going to get rid of that. And now we have all these beautiful arrows at the bottom. This is very simple. We're going to take a strainer over an empty bowl. And then we're going to slowly pour the bowl over. Just to strain out those arrows. Alright, perfect. So, Holly's going to show you.
Those beautiful colors. After all of Brittany's hard work, we got all of our pomegranate seeds in their beautiful ruby color, and they are delicious.
They are a beautiful ruby color, and that is exactly why we chose them to act as our Christmas ornaments on top of our holiday wreaths.
Yes, they are perfect ornaments for our wreaths. So the next step is, after getting our pomegranate arrows out of our pomegranate, is we're going to quickly peel our clementine. So really easy. I'm sure you've all peeled a clementine before. It's the exact same thing as peeling an orange. So once you get the peel off, you're just going to pull the segments apart. And the clementine segments are going to act as our holiday bows on our wreaths. So that's easy. We like to use cuties because kids can peel them really easily. And then you just pull it apart. As you know, you have, and then just individual segments. And you'll use 2 segments for your bow on your holiday wreath bagel. So next we're going to start making our creamy lime and mint spread. So we have our bowl here, and we're going to do some whipped cream cheese. You can also use non-whipped cream cheese. We like to use the whipped because it's easier to stir. And we like to sit at room temperature just for a little bit to soften it. So this is our whipped cream cheese, and this is an 8-ounce container. So we're just going to scoop that all out into our bowl with our spatula. And then we're going to just kind of squish it up a little to soften it. And then to that, we are going to add some Greek yogurt. The Greek yogurt is vanilla flavored, and it's going to add a little subtle sweetness to our spread. And it's also going to thin it out a little to make it easier to spread. So we're going to do 2 tablespoon measures into our cream cheese of our vanilla Greek yogurt. This also adds some protein to our spread. Greek yogurt is very high in protein. And then you're going to have some extra, so save that for later. You know, maybe you can eat that for something else. All right, so while I get this stirred together, Brittany is going to start mincing some of our herb here, which is our mint. So I'm going to hand that off to you. So she's going to mince up that mint really small, so we have really tiny little specks of green in our spread.
And to do that, I'm just going to remove the leaves from the stem. So if you hold one stem up, you can just remove the leaves, and then for these middle leaves, you can just slide them down the stem, and they'll just like that, slide them down, and they come off easily. The top ones you can just peel right back, and I'm gonna grab a little bit more mint.
We're going to use about 1/4 cup of loose mint leaves. It does not have to be exact, because the great thing about this recipe is you can make it to taste, meaning you can make it how, if you want it more minty or less minty, you can add more or less mint leaves. So our 1/4 cup is going to get minced up and thrown into our spread here.
Yep, and I'm just stacking this mint into one pile and kind of tucking it together by rolling it closely, making sure it's all nice and packed. And then I'm going to hold my knife just as I showed you. And the key part here, especially when you're mincing and getting your fingers really close to the knife blade, is that you want to tuck your fingernails back and underneath so that your knuckles are more exposed, and that the blade of the knife is going to just go against your knuckles instead of going and chopping off your fingers, because the only red we want in this kitchen is from our pomegranate seeds.
That's right. Knife safety at its finest.
Yep. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to go in this kind of motion. It's a nice little rock the boat motion. And I'm going to keep my fingers tucked back. I'm going to do nice little strips, and then I'm going to go back and make it into a little mince. start going and forming horizontal strips. I'm going to go take my mint pile, spin it around a little, and then go back for it and rock the boat some more. I'm going to get nice little green speckles, which will be great in our holiday wreaths to make it look more authentic. It's going to look like a snow-covered wreath with that white from the cream cheese and the yogurt spread, and then this will give it that evergreen appearance from the mint. So here I have the mint.
I'm going to add that right to our bowl.
Yep.
So as you can see, the green, we're going to mix that in so we have our speckled green.
Sprinkle it in.
And then our other green component for our creamy lime spread, as you can imagine, is the zest of lime. So we have our lime here and a zester. A zester has all these microplane razors on it, so it can really finely remove the zest of any type of citrus. And we're using zest because it packs a punch of flavor in those essential oils that are in the rind of any citrus. So that once you move your zester over the outside, immediately, you want to smell that, Brittany? Immediately you can smell the lime. It perfumes the entire area. So when you zest, you just want to go over the rind in one spot and then move to another spot. You don't want to continually move the zester over the same spot of a citrus, because then you're going to be getting the pith off, which is the white part that is under the citrus, and that part I'm sure you're familiar with. Maybe you pull the pith part out of oranges and it's more bitter, and we don't want that bitter taste in our spread. We only want that zesty, really yummy lime flavor. So I'm getting the zest off, and again, this is to taste. I really like lime, so I'm going to zest the entire lime, and that adds a lot of flavor. But if you don't want as much lime, you can zest, really as much of the lime as you want.
That's also going to give our wreaths that evergreen color. So the speckles of the mint and the lime zest is going to be a beautiful thing on your holiday menu.
So as you can see, my lime in the past 30 seconds has turned from dark green. Now it's more of a light green color because the peel or zest has been removed. And you can still use this lime for other purposes. It has not been cut into. So you can cut it up and squirt it into some water, or you put it on some fish tacos. It's the perfect lime still, it just doesn't have its zest. So we're going to put that off to the side. And now you can see here that we have our green in our spread, and we're going to start mixing that in to really permeate the spread and give it a lot of good flavor. And you'll see as you stir it, little green specks coming out. And ooh, it smells really good. Lime and mint are a really great flavor combination. It's cooling and really flavorful. And like Brittany said, when we spread this on our bagels, it's going to look like a snow-covered wreath. It's going to be really pretty. So I think we're ready to start constructing our final product.
This is the best part of the demo.
Oh yeah. So we have our whole wheat bagel thin. Feel free to toast it if you want something a little warmer. So we have our whole wheat bagel thin. We have simple butter knife. We're going to get some of our spread and just cover our bagel, and you can see those green specks coming out. Looks really pretty. Smells really good. And this product is great for anyone. We thought that kids would especially like it because it's a fun play on wreaths. It's an edible wreath. We have the fruit, and kids really are usually big fruit eaters. But this can also be for people of any age. Lime and mint spread is a really good flavor, and most people like that. And you can also put any type of fruit on it that you want. We chose our pomegranates because they're in season, as well as our citrus. But if you're doing this in the summer, you could do raspberries or strawberries. It might not be a wreath, but it'll still be a fruity bagel and be really good. So we're almost done spreading. And this makes a great breakfast or snack item, or even a dessert, because it is sweet. But it's healthy with that fiber from our whole grain bagel, and we got our fruits that have our vitamin C and our antioxidants, and our cream cheese is a good source of calcium, and cream cheese is lower in fat than something such as butter, so it's a good option for really any time of the day. So I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. So I don't know if you can see from the camera, but there are tiny green specks throughout our bagel. And now I'm going to put our bows on and then pass it off to Brittany to put our final ornaments on, which are our pomegranate seeds.
So Holly just put the clementine segments on just like that, facing outward so it looks like a little bow. And the clementines are a perfect size for a bagel this size. So I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of pomegranate arrows. You can use as much or as little as you'd like. I love pomegranate seeds, so I'm going to put on a good amount. Sprinkle on a little bit more, and some for the other one.
Looks really pretty.
It looks fantastic.
Pomegranate seeds make the best ornaments for your wreath.
Perfect. All right, so this is the end result. Just like that. Like I said, those pomegranate seeds look just like Christmas ornaments. And now, as you can see, there is a bowl full of leftover arrows and pomegranate seeds. So depending on how many bagel wreaths you make, you might have some leftovers too. Some alternative options to use these arrows for is that you can top them on your salads, top them on your yogurts, your cheesecakes, your cupcakes, anything, any oatmeal. So there's lots of options for you to use your pomegranate arrows, and hopefully we've inspired you to break into some pomegranates. I know they can be very intimidating for people that have never seen them cut into before. So.
Absolutely. I think Brittany made it really easy when showing you how to get the arrows out of the pomegranate seed. And again, we urge you to try that fruit. It's really good. So with that, we want to thank you for coming with us today on our cooking demo, making our creamy lime wreaths with pomegranate. We hope you try this recipe at home, especially with your kids. So thank you and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.